We've got another massive Mortal Kombat 1 update for you all, with big Switch version fixes and lingering issues. A massive new discovery found in the Datamined confirming brand new single player content, story insight into what the future story DLC will be for the game, skins and store updates, and more. We've got a lot to get into, so let's get right into the update. As we all know, the Switch version of Mortal Kombat 1 has been plagued with numerous problems. Graphical, gameplay, and the like, with content straight up missing from that version. With the latest patch notes, we see an effort to try to make that version be as playable as it can be, given the platform's outdated software. For the Switch version of the game, NetherRealm Studios outlines the following updates from the latest patch notes on its website, starting with Season 1 of Invasions has been added. Just to let you know, prior to this update, only the tutorial in Johnny Cage's mansion was playable. Gameplay balance changes, leaderboard fixes, visual improvements and general bug fixes, performance improvements, loading time improvements, stability fixes, and localization fixes. This definitely sounds like a solid list of areas NetherRealm Studios is trying to address, but what do the Switch players have to say about this particular update? I took to the Mortal Kombat 1 Switch subreddit, and what I found were some players that overall had some positive things to say about the latest update, although not everything was sunshine and roses. It seems like the general sentiment for the positives is that the frame rate seems to be more stable in general, including when players initiated their cameo attacks, an aspect from the Switch version pre-patch that severely stuttered the game. The fact that the entirety of Season 1 of Invasions mode is now playable is obviously a good improvement. While character models in general display more emotion on their faces now, it seems like the backgrounds in the game took a sizable hit. Redditor Skabomb addressed the graphical hit to the backgrounds, with the backgrounds took a pretty big hit. And honestly, changing the backgrounds to static for this version wouldn't be the worst idea. Performance varies stage to stage, and the busier stages take bigger hits, even from one side to the other. It's also reported that even though the patch notes claim that load times have been improved, players still claim that the loading is atrocious. I know some of you out there in my previous comments from my Mortal Kombat 1 videos have the Switch version, so I will keep you all updated with the latest patch information coming to not just the Switch, but all platforms. And for all the Switch players out there, do me a solid and inform us all in the comments how you feel about the patch and if it made the game much better than before. Moving on. We have another big update coming to Invasions mode. Again, this is a leak from the Datamined files, so I'm going to put a spoiler warning out of courtesy for those who don't want to get spoiled on what will likely be officially announced shortly. Alright, so while we know that Season 2 of Invasion mode will feature Nitara with the blood element, it looks like instead of Sub-Zero being the headliner of Season 5, he will now be the star of Season 3. Season 3 is slated to start in mid-December, so his ice element makes sense here for the season, at least for those players who reside in the Northern Hemisphere. We know this from the Datamined, courtesy of Interloko on Twitter, who has unearthed all the scenes related to Season 2. While I won't show all of the scenes here, this is what will be played at the end of Season 2, as we can see a frost effect enveloping the words "coming soon," giving us a firm nod that it is likely that Sub-Zero will be the star of Season 3, instead of what was revealed earlier to be Raiden. Because all the files we discussed in previous videos are indeed files in the game, there is no doubt that we will see Raiden featured in his own season in Invasions. It's just that we don't know when at this point. Since Melina and Raiden are featured in the same Datamined reveal for Invasions mode, it is likely that these characters will be for the Season 4 and Season 5 slots, but we're just unsure about the order yet. Interloko also uploaded the tower endings for both Quan and Ermac, of whom are slated to be arriving at a later date via the Combat Pack 1. For those of you unaware of what was further found within the Datamined files, earlier this month, data miners like Interloko and the Thinny on Twitter discovered that there are plans to include a massive expansion to the game's story mode. This expansion will be similar in length to that of the Aftermath story DLC for Mortal Kombat 11, introducing a variety of new fighters, stages, and some more story cutscenes with it. While the story may be difficult to piece together due to isolated audio files from the game's cast to be used in the story update, fans have put together what could likely end up being a draft of what the additional story content will consist of. Stick around for the next minute or two to get a general idea of what to expect for the story setup, and I'll include links to the rest of what was revealed in the leaks in the description. Just remember, this is completely speculation at this point, and even though these files were found within the game, nothing has been confirmed by NetherRealm Studios yet. Alright, let's begin with what we saw at the end of the game, as we know that Havok is clearly living up to his namesake by scheming up some chaos. Compiling the leaks, Twitter user Spyro sets up the events of the additional story DLC with the following. Titan Havok is trying to chaosify all the realms. This Havok originates from Chaos Realm and acts a lot like Havok from the Mortal Kombat 10 comic series. Sub-Zero and his cyberized Lin Kuei bust Shao, Reiko, and Shang Tsung out of Outworld Prison and attack Kuai Liang's wedding with Harumi in an attempt to wipe out all of Earthrealm's champions in one fell swoop. They fail, and Bihan is captured. Melina wants to execute Bihan for freeing all the Outworld villains, but Titan Havok shows up and abducts Bihan and Garrus. Titan Havok plans to use Garrus as a way to infuse the Kamidogu, and turns Bihan into Noob Saibot because himself and Noob were pals in the previous timeline. Again, massive, heaping grains of salt here, as none of this is officially confirmed. But yeah, let me know what you think about it, and go ahead and check out the links in the description if you'd like to see more of what the data miners have surmised from this game's files. Also, make sure to participate in any of my ongoing giveaways I'm doing, also linked in the description if you're interested. We already know that Noob Saibot will definitely be coming to the game in the next story DLC, alongside other Mortal Kombat favorites including Jade, so go ahead and watch this video I did talking about the massive roster update when considering all DLC characters are accounted for. In other news, the Mortal Kombat 1 Premium Store has been updated with its new weekly offerings, and some items, as we'll soon go over, can be obtained without spending your Dragon Crystals. For the skins, we have Johnny Cage's Jean-Claude Van Damme, Illinois Johnny Cage, Yakuza Kenshi, and Deadly Alliance Scorpion. For the gear, we have 2 Scorpion masks, a Raiden hat, a katana for Kenshi, a Shang Tsung wrist blade, and gauntlets for Li Mei. Shang Tsung's announcer voice is still up for grabs too, provided you have the cash. Things to note about the items on offer here in this week's Premium Store update: it looks like the Jean-Claude Van Damme Johnny Cage skin that was exclusive to those who owned the Combat Pack was only exclusive until now, as anyone with the funds are now able to buy it. Do note that the Illinois Johnny Cage and the Yakuza Kenshi skins are available via the Shrine, so try to avoid spending your Dragon Crystals on these skins if you have the time to get it randomly from the Shrine. Kenshi's Abira Katana can also be obtained via Invasion Mode as well. As for the Deadly Alliance Scorpion and Shang Tsung's announcer voice, they are only available through the Premium Store for now, but I will, of course, inform you all if these coveted items can be obtained without spending the Dragon Crystal currency. And that's all I got for you today in this update. Make sure to watch this video for more insight into the huge updates coming to Invasion Mode real soon, and stay tuned to the channel for all the latest with Mortal Kombat 1. Have a good one out there, and I'll see you real soon in the next one.